I am sick and tired of people who think a IUD is a landmine, telling me that the people I live by didn't understand what they were voting for. Who do we think we are? I've heard some of you read out loud. When some of us don't know the difference between a hysterectomy and a mastectomy. And y'all have the nerve to sit here and talk about science and think the world is 2,000 years old. The same people who say, I don't believe in pronouns. I is a pronoun. We use meritocracy so much in here, we think that that's actually how we got here. This is not a meritocracy. This is a popularity contest. Meritocracy is how those people who perform abortions got their job. I've heard some of you talk about Jesus on this floor and talk about a woman's hind parts down at the bar. Stop making it seem like a woman's worth is just between our legs. For God's sake, goodness gracious. I don't need you to sympathize with me. I need you to mind your business.
I'm a 12th generation North Carolinian. My first ancestor coming in North Carolina in the late 1600s into what would become Bertie County. I say that with an immense amount of pride. But to admit that I'm a 12th generation anything in this country means that I'm most likely the direct descendant of enslavers. And in my case, I am. I'm the direct descendant of enslavers. And that's not an easy thing to say. But I grew up in a time where, that flag and that history was revered. And when I look back, I think it was the conflation of that flag with Southern identity. And it came to mean all of these other things. I grew up on the Leonard Skinner shows when they hit, Sweet Home Alabama, and a 100-foot by 50-foot Confederate flag dropped at the back of the stage, and everybody went nuts, and my daddy was one of them. And then I grew up, and I read books. And I think about someone like Alexander Stephens, and I'm assuming we all know who Alexander Stephens is, but if we don't, he was the vice president of the Confederacy. And when he was defining what that institution was, he said, its foundation rests, its cornerstone is laid upon the great truth that the Negro is not equal to the white man, that slavery and subordination to the superior race is his natural and born condition. That's what the man said. That's what he said it defined. So I don't care about any kind of revisionist history that wishes to place it as something else, because it's not that. And I think about the black communities in Jackson County. I think about people who have descendants here who go back hundreds of years. And what every one of you who voted for that is saying is that you revere a moment in time when their ancestors were in bondage. That's what that means. I view your actions as an act of white supremacy. That's what I view it as. I think it's shameful.